Liverpool.
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your graduation ceremony. I'm Professor Warren Barr, Dean of the School of Law and Social Justice, and I was your head of department in your time during 2020. It's really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at last. Thank you for your patience. I would like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and pleasure it is to be here with you today as we celebrate this important milestone in your lives. It's a delight to do so in person, together with your families and fellow students, and all those who've supported you on your journey to graduating from the University of Liverpool. I have been in a position similar to the one you are in today, not as a student at this university, but many moons ago as a graduate of the University of Reading. It was so long ago that I choose not to remember exactly how long, but all I will say is that Elizabeth II was still the reigning monarch in the UK. Of course, as a young-ish graduate, celebrating success, I was not a member of a cohort which has battled and won through the unprecedented challenges you had towards the end of your degree. I will say more than this in a minute, but your graduation, above all things, is a day to celebrate and reflect. And if my fading memory serves me correctly, it's also a day full of very mixed emotions. I remember feeling both relieved and proud to have completed my studies, sad that a chapter of my life at university had come to an end, and excited and nervous about the future and what it had in store for me. I'm sure most of you will feel the same way. For you, of course, it was a very different end to your studies than you would have anticipated, because you have been, like students at no time in our remembered history, you had to deal with the COVID pandemic. This was common to all students in universities all over this country, across the whole of the UK, and in fact across the world. And we were all hit hard by the disruption to our everyday lives and to education that the COVID pandemic brought. Your time with us, or the end of your time with us, was very different to what you would have imagined and expected, and what we would have wished for you. Your experience and well-being are always at the forefront of our decision-making, but were especially so over the course of the pandemic. We had to carefully consider and balance so many decisions around your teaching arrangements and your safety. I know it was not easy for you. It was not easy for any of us either, as your teaching or supporting staff. But we all tried to do our best to deliver the best possible learning experience possible in the circumstances. I know you will have had long days, sleepless nights, and difficult times made worse by these unique global circumstances. COVID-19 has divided peoples and continues to do so, but that's the negative side. The good side, of course, is that it shows the best of the human spirit. Our university prides itself on facing the problems within society and putting our hands up to say that we can help with them. The School of Law and Social Justice, from which you're graduating, is, as you know, a unique collaboration of experts in law, sociology, social policy, and criminology. And our research explores many important issues, challenging injustice, promoting equality of opportunity. So although the more headline bits of what our university did were obvious, because we had scientific experts in infectious diseases using their skills to find a way out of the COVID pandemic, that didn't mean that we were idle. Our academics have been looking at how the pandemic has affected wider society. A number of new funded research projects emerged around the impact of COVID on people's lives. And that include looking at the increased dangers of domestic abuse during lockdown, how the rights of children have been affected in decision-making, challenging fake news, and the legal and societal impacts of the pandemic on asylum seekers, particularly young asylum seekers, and also how restriction to arts and humanities impacted on public mental health. Our research has what's called real-world impact. And this has been backed by findings of the latest Research Excellence Framework, which is an assessment of universities and their research strength. And it ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research at universities across the UK. This placed our research in law 10th in the UK for research impact classified as outstanding. That's research with the highest impact possible, what we call 4-star impact. Research impact is about the real-world relevance of the law school's research and its power to change policy, the law, and wider society. It matters to you because this is what employers see in your graduates. When we say we've introduced you, particularly in your final year, to research-informed modules, we mean it. I've no doubt that many, and perhaps all of you, celebrating here today, will use the knowledge and skills you have gained during your time with us in the future roles you have to help solve many of the most endemic problems individuals and communities face. We are the School of Law and Social Justice, it's in our DNA, and it's hopefully what we've managed to impart to you. Some of you have already been contributing to society through our Liverpool Law Clinic, working alongside qualified lawyers to provide legal advice on family disputes, helping those with special educational needs, or dealing with those in crisis through immigration and asylum problems. You're also graduating from an internationally renowned Russell Group institution, and that's an important boost in your career prospects. Our courses are developed to meet the demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts in their fields, some of whom are behind me on the stage. As a research-intensive institution, all our teaching is research-connected, meaning that whilst you've been provided with a thorough grounding in normal legal methods, you'll also have been introduced to innovative and even experimental approaches to learning by those teaching you. This places you in an enviable position in any job market across the globe and puts you also in a very strong position if you intend to continue with your academic studies. I'll also add in the this REF 2021 I talked about, 84.6%, so nearly 90% of all outputs, that's the journal articles and books that academics write, were graded as either internationally excellent or world-leading. So as I said before, you can rest assured that the modules you chose to study with us in your third year were informed by the best possible research, and that your future employers will appreciate this. Graduation, now that it's finally here, is all about your personal achievements and your success here at the University of Liverpool. It's a day to look forward to the future and to feel excited about your aspirations and career or future study plans. But most of all, it's a day to celebrate everything you've achieved and enjoy this moment along with your loved ones, with those who've studied alongside you, and with those from whom you've learned so much. The pandemic has made us truly appreciate our friends, family, and our other loved ones, and the experiences and memories we make together. As is often said, you don't appreciate what you've got until it's taken away. I know today that you will find a moment to thank them all for their support and personal sacrifice, and also to thank those people who taught you and provided you with support and guidance on your path to graduation. In fact, can we take a moment to thank everyone concerned? Today is also a great day to return to this great city. We even managed to get the weather to comply for you, which is not unusual. We hope that the city of Liverpool would always feel like home whenever you return to us. You've chosen to stay here and make this, whether you've chosen to stay here and make the city your home, whether you called it home before you joined the University of Liverpool, or whether you just came here as a student. We hope whatever your relationship with the city, it's a place where you've made friends and memories that will last a lifetime. I would talk about bars and restaurants in the city, but I'd only show my age, so we'll move swiftly on. One thing we've all learned from the past 2 years of pandemic life is we never know what the future holds. Things will, and very likely, will change in your chosen professional careers. But there are some things I think we can all hold true to, and I'll suggest just 3 things I think are important to worry about going forward. First, the need to be a lifelong learner. For the rest of your career, make sure you commit to always being curious and to asking questions, and to striving to do things better. You should always be a learner, but also a teacher. Pass on your skills and experiences to those people you work with, throughout your lives and to the next generation of students. The second is one, as I said, that I think was brought into sharp relief by the pandemic, and that's remember to be kind. You talk a lot about other skills, resilience, success, critical analysis, all the things you expect of lawyers, but kindness is extremely important. Kindness to others and to oneself, looking after yourself as things go ahead, is an important thing to practice in life. And it's one way to deal with the myriad pressures of life. So kindness is often overrated, but essential. And finally, never forget what motivated you to pursue law. As you go out into the world, it will take tenacity and dedication, and above all, passion and belief to pursue whatever career path you have chosen, or may yet decide upon. Remember that the qualities you displayed in abundance during your time as a student at the University of Liverpool will help you shape how you deal with those experiences. Even things that were real setbacks to you during your time here will equip you to deal with similar challenges in the future. All of this, I have no doubt, will enable you to enjoy your chosen careers, or perhaps I should more accurately say careers, given how things are changing. And in a time of change, it's good to know that we have at the university a long and successful history of graduates who go on to achieve great things. We've had 9 Nobel laureates between our graduates, and they've led the ways in fields from nuclear disarmament to the life cycle of malarial parasites even. Our alumni community is full of business, finance, and human resource talent, including law school alumni on the judicial benches up to the Supreme Court and in key positions in firms across the legal world. You will now join the talented international alumni community, and you are and will always remain a fundamentally important part of the Liverpool University family. Our alumni community supports our students in many ways. Some of you may have already experienced this while studying here in our Law Extra program, where alumni come in and deliver lectures and workshops offering work placements and mentoring to those who come after them. We hope that, like so many of our existing alumni, you will stay in touch with us. It's much easier than it ever was, thanks to LinkedIn and other social media. We do like to hear about what you do. We don't want you to disappear out into the ether. And we also hope that you may, in time, come back and help future students in the way they helped you, last alumni helped you. We should also say that you are our greatest ambassadors, and through you and your achievements, you'll also become role models and a source of inspiration for the next generation of graduates following behind you. You'll be glad to know I'm coming to the end of this speech. The university has community and civic mission running through its rich history. We remain an integral part of the city of Liverpool, and we are what's called an anchor institution here. We make real economic, social, health, employment, and cultural contributions to this great and unique city. We're a university that takes immense pride in equality of opportunity and delivering projects and activities which widen access for students who are traditionally underrepresented in higher education. Learners from low participation neighbourhoods, care leavers, disabled students, estranged students, adult learners, asylum-seeking and refugee students, and students from minority ethnic backgrounds. Knowledge is great. It should be celebrated, discussed, and debated. But beyond all things, it should be accessible to all. It is through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped and made better. Our aim is to inspire, engage, and enable every single one of our students to fulfill their potential by raising their awareness, challenging barriers, and providing opportunities. You will have seen, I am sure, our Victoria building while you've been here. If you haven't, you can't miss it in virtually any of our publications or social media posts. And if you've walked past it on a daily basis, perhaps getting to lecture theatres when that was a thing in 2018 and 2019, you may have seen a motto fixed to the wall which reads, "For the advancement of learning and the ennoblement of life." This is the Liverpool University motto, and it continues to guide us to this day in all that we do. That red brick building is where the phrase Red Brick University comes from, and tends to be a very, very popular place to have your graduation photos taken if you haven't done so already. Like it, it's the original red brick building because the red brick used to construct it It's an original, and you too are Liverpool originals. You're the class of 2020, and through hard work, determination, and a strong personal support network, you have overcome challenges to reach this point in your journey. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly, forged by yourselves and your teaching staff, classmates, family, friends, and support networks, and our community, means that you're ready for what life has in store for you. This is your well-earned opportunity to take a moment and reflect and think how far you've come since you joined us many years ago as freshers in those first few weeks of September. You've advanced your learning, and you have and will continue to ennoble your lives. You've been stretched to think beyond the textbook and the lecture theatre, and you've been encouraged to apply that knowledge to the world around you. Your education has enabled you to realise just how far you can go and given you the skills to get there. Now, a lot of this speech has been about challenges, but it's also important to remember the many happy and joyful moments you've had during your time at the University of Liverpool. It's not all study, it's not all law, and we hope that you've really, really enjoyed your time here. And I hope you forged connections and made friends that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Never forget how important you are to our university. You are what makes this place tick. You are the beating heart. Without you, the university would just be classrooms, lecture halls, or, in modern times, Zoom screens. When we work together, the university is a place where discoveries are made, ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided, and lives are changed. It is when we work together as students and staff that education becomes truly transformational. We thank you for all you've done in your time here and wish you good luck and every success in what you do in the future. Thank you. I now invite Professor Helen Stolford, Head of the Law Department, to present graduates from our class of 2020.
It gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you, Professor Barr, the following graduates from the class of 2020. Angela Maria Teresa Feiler. Munira Abdullah M. Al-Keel. Hannah Travis. Hannah Griffiths. Joshua Thomas Evans. Kira Elizabeth Rowan. Nurul Amalaya Azhar. Daniel Elston. Elliot William Long. Rebecca Ann Dracup. Shannon Farrelly Trainer. Cadian Taylor. Tharnisha Thanabalan. Callum Sullivan. Kagulan Selvaraju. Yavendran Rajendran. Alaya Menachillo. Orla Midgley. Amy McKenchie. Dominic Joseph Martin. Connor Thomas Brine. Abigail Laycock. Kirk Chalmers. Anita Beebe. Anthony John McGrath. Brendan Yenson Wai. Emily Jane Tai. Haran Kevin Singh Potiwal. Kira Neal. Ella Louise Potok. Mohammed Salam. Rebecca Ruby Monroe. Alicia Panchal. Damilola Simon Milburn. Thomas James Nelson. Emily Eleanor Williams. Sinead Rogers. Joanne Grace Pereira. Ryan Proag. Ruby Grace Wallace. Megan O'Hare. Jemima Plyden Roberts. Lily Kathleen Overton. Courtney Louise McGuire. Amy Jasmine Scott. Saif Salman Salim. Sikander Najib. Jacob Ward. Lauren Holly Stevenson. Catherine Marie Ogden. Catherine Elizabeth Deborah Lauren McGee. Joshua Keng Yong Tan. Janine Shrita Nambiar. Joseph Patrick Prendergast. Ayman Sarwar. Arzu Naz. Kwesi Anim Seki. Holly Louise Newton. Daniel Stevenson. Dean Gary James Syth. Courtney Stride. Nicholas Evan Owen Roxburgh. Navina Kaur Moore. Claire Wheelton. Alex Nevins. Pavlos Parish-Ratralis. Alexandra Sawika. Chloe Miller. Taryn Sophie Patrice Walker. Olivia Webster. Grace Victoria Piggott. Jake Vickers. Zakia Marie Lofthouse. Lucy Megan Woods. Aaron Christopher Sivan. Ying Tang. Paige In Yi. Lee Jun Tan. Kaylee Lauren Westwood. Katerina Morby. Millie Thompson. Eleanor Jane Taylor. Sheikh Omar bin Taha. Fiona Tanmin E. Sean Quinn. Munashe Mazuzu. Rebecca Faye Openshaw. Lois McNamee. Athena Morris. Kerr Simpua. Joanne Ju Yen Wong. En Kui Tan. Chloe Lee Humphreys. India Rose Daly Woods. Anika Nilima. Eve Stott. Veronica Matisek. Kalpana Savakumaran. Sharmila Ravi. J.E.T. Hui Yin Ong. Siu Thong Yap. Wendy Wei Wensak. Toby McKenna. Neve Bernadette Whitney. Ross Morgan Parry. McLean Wickham. Joe William James Westwood. Isabel Kent. Olivia Rose Masterson. Dulcie Osborne. Catherine McGonigal. Bethany Pitt. Thevarijaj Neithanathan. John O'Reilly. Charlotte Thompson. Lucy Margaret Julie Marshall. Lauren Williams. Phoebe India Pratt. Hannah Winnells. Aman Taha. Shakila Savage McDonald. Lincoln Nelson. Chang Hoi Sun. Adrian Ashwin. Grania Manili. Yasmin Shihab Ahmed. Adil Naved Zuberi. Angus James Rutter Douglas. Zoe Jones. Alice Masters. Tanishia Richards. Hannah Page Rigby. James White. Daniel McManus. Emma Stewart. Kennedy Lane Myers. Danielle Jones Siri. Kate Rivet. Kudzai Victor Zimona. And Kashvini Thanarajulu Naidu.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite Phoenicia back to join us on stage to reflect on her student experience.
Professor, distinguished guests, friends, family, and fellow graduates, I thank the university for giving me this opportunity. I'm truly honored to speak to you all today and reflect on our collective journey. When I wrote this, remembering our time here at University of Liverpool, I found myself filling up with emotions because it was not an easy journey. Without doubt, our journey has been a long and a challenging one. We all waited all our lives for graduation, but little did we know that the pandemic would simply crash everything and we would end up having a virtual ceremony. Although the virtual graduation was nothing like celebrating graduation in person, on behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank the University of Liverpool for making it possible to have all of us here to celebrate in person. Graduation ceremonies do not celebrate just a moment in time, but rather is the culmination of all the years of learning and a reflection on our entire journey. Yes, we did not get to graduate in time, but we certainly were one of the many who got to have an experience that not a lot of people can get. From President Obama and Sundar Pichai to personalities like Lady Gaga and Beyonce, they all took their time congratulating the class of 2020 just because we did not get to graduate. I mean, how many can brag about that, right? Sure, it was virtual and unique, but it was awakening. Completing a degree is not easy, and finishing one in the shadow of the pandemic is certainly more remarkable. Lockdowns, travel restrictions, and classes going completely online. Most of us left Liverpool in a short time and were not able to properly say goodbye to our classmates. The pandemic was downright scary. However, despite everything that we have been through, today we are here. We made it. Hearty congratulations to every single graduate in this room. I can say with confidence that none of us sitting here today are the same person that we were on the day our story began. And this is not the end. Today, the doors to a new journey have been opened to us. Some of us have been in Liverpool for the entire degree, while the rest of us only got to spend a few months amidst the pandemic. We work harder and under more difficult circumstances during our academic year than probably at any other time in the history of University of Liverpool. And this is a story that we can pass down. Though the time that I've been in Liverpool was very short, I must say it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. Studying at Liverpool motivated me to create interest in the subjects I never knew existed, and more significantly, imparted the knowledge that there is so much more out there to learn. The teaching format was very much different from what I've experienced before in Malaysia. Here, we were highly encouraged to voice our opinions and share our feedbacks with the lecturers. Our interpersonal and leadership skills were tested and sharpened through class discussions, group work, and class projects. My utmost appreciation also goes to our lecturers for their patience, guidance, and encouragement throughout our time here. Many of them went the extra mile to motivate us and consistently provided updates during the online classes and online examination period. You all have played an important role in all our lives, and without your support, we would not have made it to this stage. The positivity, support, and guidance were valuable when motivation was its lowest for many of us. As the saying goes, the success of any graduate relies on the support of those around them. I would like to extend special thank you to family members and friends who have invested and sacrificed time and money to get us here where we are today. It does not matter whether we have been a small part of a journey or a big one. It would not have been the same without you. Graduation marks the end of another extraordinary chapter in all our lives. With this chapter closed, all of us are gearing up for the next phase of our life with passion, perseverance, and dedication to make it big in time to come. Dear class of 2020, when you leave this room today, be proud. Celebrate what you have accomplished and look forward towards how you can be the inspiration for others. Before I end, I would like to share something that has made all the difference in my life. Belief in life. Life has lots and lots of surprises for every one of us. Trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. What you want may not happen, but what you need will definitely happen. Everybody will get opportunity in life. The question is, are you ready for that? Remember, your dream is your signature. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. All I can say is I'm glad I don't have to follow it with the speech. It only remains for me to declare that this congregation for the celebration of graduates is closed. Salva sit universitas nostra, quod precantes consum argimus. Thank you.
Graduates and guests, please stand.
Thank you again, graduates and guests, for joining us. Please do make your way to the Mountford Hall for a well-deserved glass of fizz or